it's Maury from Freelancer Magazine, and I'm here today with Miss Caroline Burt from E's hit series Dash Dolls. Caroline, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. So tell us more about your album 100.
So I just came out with an album. It's titled 100. It features 6 songs. I did a cover of the 90s song All the Things She Said, which is a song about, I don't know if you guys know it, but it was a really popular song in the 90s, and I loved Tattoo. It's by a band called Tattoo, and I think it was like a whole gimmick between 2 girls under Capitol Records, I think, and I think there were 2 lesbian girls, and it was just like a huge hit song, and I just thought about it on the go, and I thought, oh my gosh, I should totally cover that and make it into type of an EDM type of version of it. So it features that song. That was the first release that I did, and then it has 5 more songs on it. It's very multi-genre. Yeah. So there's Moonbaton on it, which is more of a 90 BPM, more of a, you know the song Lean On? Yes. By Major Lazer? Yes. So it's more reggae sounding, and then there's songs on it that are more trap-like. There's a pop song on it. There's a dubstep song on it. So just a bunch of different genres on it. I really wanted to feel out which kind of genre my fans like the most. So, and I feel I'm getting to understand that by releasing the album, and so far it's doing really well, and I'm really excited about it, and I've released 2 music videos, and I have 2 more that are coming out, so I'm really excited to release those, and yeah.
So would you say that your style fuels your music, or would you say your music fuels your style?
Oh, that's a really good question. I would say, oh man, that's a question I have to think about. I have always been alternative. Yes. 100%. I've always 100. I've always been alternative. So I would say a little bit of both. I would say that my style definitely influences my music. I also love hip hop, and that's what I listen to. I listen to hip hop. I listen to trap because I'm a DJ, and when I DJ, I mostly DJ hip hop, trap, and dubstep. So I would say that they kind of go hand in hand, and I feel the title 100 is such a street type of hip hop type thing to say, keep it 100. Yes. So I would say that they both go really hand in hand, but mostly I would say that my style influences my music.
So going off of that question, you mentioned a lot about your album title 100 and how it has a lot of influence from your, I guess, hip-hop influences. So what exactly does 100 mean to you? You have a song titled 100 as well.
Just keep it 100. So I don't know, throughout the years, throughout my life, I guess ever since starting with my teenage years, I've met just so many people that are not keeping it 100, I guess. Just be real, keep it 100.
You are on the show Dash Dolls. So on the show, it's your quirkiness is kind of shown through your character.
Yeah, it is.
That's a fan favorite. So,
a hobo called me a bimbo once. That was the famous line that everyone thought. I said that on the show. I said a hobo called me a bimbo once, and I think it was that was the first line I ever said, and everyone was who is this girl? Who is this Dash doll? She just said a hobo called me a bimbo once, on worldwide television.
Something that your fans love about you is your uniqueness and just your art and how you express yourself. So how would you, and in the show it's very clear that you've made it very vocal about how you had to kind of work hard to kind of express yourself, and it wasn't really accepted in your family. So can you go more in depth into that?
Yeah, I was definitely very basic growing up because I was born into a basic family. I was born into just a Washington, D.C., very nice, very political, very conservative family. I used to wear, do you know what Madras is?
Yes.
Yeah, I used to wear Madras, skirts and those polos with different polo horses, all over them, different colors. My brother would wear those those whale pink shorts, like Carlton type thing, like, you know, yeah, exactly.
Sweater around the neck?
Yeah, sweater around the neck, whole thing. I looked like that, like Lily Pulitzer. And then I started getting into music. I started like really getting into music. I found like rock music, I found metal, and I felt like I was like a shell of who I really, really was.
Wow.
I still have my conservative values, obviously, because that's what I grew up with, but my personality just isn't. I'm just a little bit more out there, and I like to make jokes, and I like to like frolic around, you know?
Yeah. So there was a part of Dash Dolls where you mentioned that you went into wilderness camp, and you actually have a 2-part YouTube video on it, and maybe another one coming out soon.
Yeah.
So can you tell us more about your experiences in wilderness camp and what that is?
So, so my mom, my dad is the former ambassador of Germany. He now is the chief negotiator for the nuclear arms race, the strategic nuclear arms race, and my mom is the former social secretary under Reagan, and then she ran the John McCain campaign. While she was running the John McCain campaign, obviously, I didn't understand, when you're born into a family, you don't really understand, you don't ask to be born into the family that you're born into, so I didn't understand that my family was like, I didn't understand like how famous my parents were in politics and everything, so I just wanted to do my own thing, and I wanted to dye my hair. I wanted to do, like, I looked very crazy. I had like raccoon stripes. Like, I just really got into that whole MySpace like look and everything like that, and I just was like a super like scene emo kid. I just liked, it wasn't that I was emo, I wasn't sad or anything. I just liked the style, I liked the makeup and everything like that. And that was just very unacceptable to that whole scene. And because my mom was running John McCain's campaign, it was like a scandal if I looked the way that I did. And, you know, John McCain, Hillary Clinton would come over to my house all the time for dinner, and my mom would like lock me up in my room. And she ended up, you know, like hiring 2 men.
So looking back at that experience, how would you say that this shaped your music?
It completely shaped my music. It's probably like the reason why I am doing what I'm doing. It shaped my music because when I actually have a tattoo on my back that they zoomed in a lot on when I first appeared on Courtney and Chloe Take the Hamptons. I remember they zoomed in on my back tattoo when I first walked in, and I remember Googling myself the next day after it premiered, and Huffington Post had written an article about me, and they had zoomed in on my tattoo, and they said, "Is this really Dash material?" But the tattoo on my back says "Your Guardian Angel," and "Your Guardian Angel" is a song by the band Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, and it's just like I'm not really a fan of the band. I haven't really listened to any of their other music, but it's the most beautiful song. And what I would do was, because we had to hike 15 miles a day, and when I was there, it was at the winter, so it was like 15 feet of snow, and we were like dragging sleds of 90 pounds of gear, and I was 95 pounds at the time, and it was like hiking 15 miles with snowshoes on, like with these 90 pounds behind us. And I would, just to keep me sane, I would sing "Your Guardian Angel" over and over and over and over again, because the lyrics are very, I recommend that anyone go out and listen to this song, "Your Guardian Angel" by Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. It's just a very like empowering type of song. So I would sing that over and over again, and then I wrote down the lyrics. They gave us a journal, and I would write them down over and over and over again, like every night before I went to sleep. So that's like what kept me sane, was music.
So looking back at your experience and just think back to when this all first started, you're now a successful DJ, a model, and just a spokesperson for people that can't really speak about these crimes. So would you have thought you would ever be in this place where you're such an influential person?
I never would have thought that I would come from what I came from, which was being sent away for 2 years, to the level that I'm at now, where I am on TV and I'm making music and I'm like DJing for thousands of people like a night. I honestly never would have thought that this would happen to me, and it's honestly like a blessing. And
you are now a huge influence, and you have fan bases everywhere. So are you planning a tour anytime soon to kind of quench that thirst for them?
I am. So I've been getting like so many requests from people on social media, Instagram, YouTube, everyone, especially like coming out with my music videos. I've come out with a couple music videos. I think when this is released, like I'll have like 3 out. So because of that, I've just had like a really high demand for tour. So I actually asked my fans where they would like me to come, and I've gotten a bunch of states, and I was just signed to, like an agent just signed me, and we actually are putting a tour together right now for October, like the end of October, November.
So, now that we've asked you about your tours and when you possibly might be going on tour, what can your fans be expecting from you in the next couple of months in terms of music?
So I have already written 5 more songs, but I am planning on releasing an 11-song album. So I just released the 6-song album, but I really want to give them almost like, give my fans almost like a mixtape type thing, like an 11-song mixtape that just feels like, you know, goes on and on and on. But like obviously everything is like gonna be, every song that I've written already, like I love so much. So, and they're all very, very different. I am sticking more to like the pop, like with EDM influence on this album, but yeah, I just wanted to give like a more lengthy album, just so that they can like, you know, turn on and listen to for like a good while. Like I just really want to like keep developing and stick to like being like an actual artist and producer. So I'm just excited to like release more music. I'm excited for the tour coming up, and I'm excited for the tour after the new album. So yeah, there's a lot to look forward to, and yeah.
Well, there you have it, the scoop on Miss Caroline Burt. And for more upcoming music, Dash Doll related news, you can follow her on Instagram or Twitter, and it is at Caroline Burt.
Yes.
Well, thank you for watching with Freelancer News, and I hope to see you guys again.
Love you guys.